Hello, everybody, and I already messed up my own intro, Mac.
Hooray!
Starting out well. All right. Hello, everybody. It's the Undead Narrator back again, bringing you an impromptu live stream. I completely forgot I had one scheduled this week, guys. I'm so sorry.
So did I.
We don't have any special guests tonight. It's just going to be me and Mac talking about controversial topics. Y'all seemed to like it the last time we did it, so.
Hell yeah.
I guess we can just get right into it. Actually, this might be a bit longer if you want it to be, Mac. Like if you don't have anything to do.
No, not really. My mom is going to bed at I think she said 11. Yeah, 11 because her program's 2 hours.
All right, cool.
So it'll be around the time we've stopped anyway.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah. Anyway, this might run a bit long, but who cares, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, cool. We have a viewer. Hi.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Hi.
I'm the person
Sorry, it's so
on
late.
the internet.
Oh crap! I should probably have up the live chat. That's probably
That would fucking help.
Yeah, probably. Damn it.
All right. So, Mad Mac the asshole and Zambi the asshole and the idiot. This is going to be fantastic.
Yeah. No, it's definitely gonna be 10 out of 10 best. Let's see. Can I get? Oh man, this is starting out aces.
We drank the brony joke in there already, the obligatory one that we don't even have, and it's not obligatory.
Right.
Oh, this is going swimmingly.
Go ahead and paste that. All right. That is not the right link, fam.
Oh
All
boy,
right.
You're just a fucking. This is a disaster already.
We're just doing great.
I think we should probably open our mouths at some point.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
Just let our stupid ideas spill out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and pause and yo, controversy, here we go. It's me, mate. What's up, Cheese? It's been a minute. Hey, if you want, feel free to jump in. I can send you the link. Because why fucking not?
Oh yeah.
Come
on, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna just send you the link, mate. Here.
Mate?
Have
Are you English?
No, but I can be if you want me to be. Oh God. No.
What?
Oh, that was not good, like at all.
It actually, honestly, that wasn't horrible either. It wasn't good, but it wasn't horrible. I've heard way worse impressions. It sounded kind of.
It's not my best either, and I haven't done any accents in such a long time. It's just messing me up.
Yeah, no, I know how you feel. All of my accents are completely inconsistent. My best one is Irish, and even that one has its points of sucking ass hard, which is basically whenever I'm doing it around anybody. If I'm doing it in my room, it's fan-fucking-tastic. And even if I'm recording it, I can get about a 50-50 on it. But if I'm ever doing it around somebody else, you bet your ass is going to be the bad version of the Irish accent that sucks. Yeah. And I say it in 2 seconds, I'm like, oh, that was horrible. What the fuck happened?
Right? I mean, I can do the, yay, we have a person!
Hello.
Hi. And your mic's fucked.
Hooray.
Is it? No.
Oh, here we go.
You're good.
All right.
Yay, what's up, mate? Let's talk about some controversial topics.
Oh, boy.
So, starting out with, there's no, succinct title for this controversial topic, but you guys know when you're going up against Catholic people, and I already know that I'm going to get some hate for this, some major hate for this.
All right, let's be fair. Most Catholic people, no.
No. I'm not even gonna say most Catholic people, but there are some people of the Catholic denomination out there who are very overbearing with their religion. It's like, if you don't believe what I believe in, you're gonna burn in hell, and you should be tolerant of my religion, but I'm not gonna extend you the same courtesy.
Yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy about. It's not even just Catholicism, huh? Sorry.
That hits a little close to home.
Oh,
damn!
Are you a Catholic?
No,
he's a Jew.
I'm not Catholic. I'm far from it. And I've been in is Judaism, which is about as far from Catholicism as you can get without.
Well, I mean, they're both part of the same branch. You have that Christianity, Judaism, Islam thing. They're all kind of different branches of the same religious tree. Don't tell anybody that, but
I'd like to think Judaism is pretty fucking cool compared to the other two.
They're very different for sure, but they have related.
Anyway,
Really, the only thing they're related by is monotheism. That's about
No,
it.
no. They believe in quite a few things actually pre-Jesus, I believe.
yes.
Oh.
We have the exact same religious book, but the split happens pre-Jesus.
Yeah, that's why the Christianity is called Christianity, because it's about belief in Christ, whereas in Judaism, they don't necessarily. I think it's, and I don't know, so please excuse my ignorance.
They believe that Jesus was real, that he was a prophet of God, but that he was not the son of God.
And that I believe he was not reincarnated after 3 days.
Whatsoever. He's just a corpse.
Yeah, he died. There was no second coming.
Right.
The second coming is where it's mostly split off, because that's when it's like really revealed that Jesus is God's son.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
as I was saying, I actually used to have a friend who was Catholic. We didn't really talk about religion much, but this was
Probably
back
for the best.
we were in the third, fourth grade, so he still didn't really comprehend the whole thing with people having different opinions.
Yeah.
So when he was just like, hey man, do you believe in God? I'm like, well, it depends. And I'm like, and he's like,
Yes.
what do you mean? And I was like, do you mean Jesus? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, no. And he just flipped his shit.
Dude.
Like, he just lost it.
Suddenly.
And he never talks to me after that.
Yeah,
So-
no,
suddenly-
those people are fun.
Suddenly reminded of that one scene in Full Metal Jacket where it's just like, do you believe in the Virgin Mary Private Joker? Sir, no, sir. And he just throws the fucking trash can. You got mate. I fucking love that. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it fucking was, though. Because that's probably why.
But no, like there was definitely a certain. I've had a conversation like that too, and the reason I brought up this topic is because for the opposite, for like those rare moments when you are speaking to somebody who is widely thought of like that, like believe or die, and then you actually have a real intelligent conversation with them where you can both plainly see each other's viewpoints and come to appreciate them.
Yeah.
Like, because I've had plenty of conversations, even to the point where I've started tearing Catholics apart by their own book. Like, I've had plenty of conversations like that. Like, at first I was like, wow, okay, so why are you trying to attack me for not believing what you believe in about a sky fairy? That's gonna get some hate for sure. Good job.
What have you done? Just what have you done?
Yeah. No.
Man, what have you done?
No, but like,
Cheese is unsubscribed at this point.
Do we need to get the flaming whip?
He's like, you're not my friend anymore. You can say goodbye to Seth. And he just hangs up.
yeah.
A non-believer in God is no one who's not a friend of God is no friend of mine.
It should be said at this point that I am not of any of the monotheistic denominations. I am what is called an omnitheist. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not explaining it on live
I
stream.
see.
But
I personally am also a agnostic atheist, but have no basically atheist is just kind of the one I believe in the most, but the agnostic part is that I know it's a belief and many people have their own beliefs, and I feel there's no true way to know exactly what things are until it's kind of already too late to tell people what the truth is.
yeah.
So I just kind of take things as they go, and if I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong. You know what?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the sort of viewpoint most people need to have, but I feel like that's the sort of viewpoint that most people don't have.
Yeah, it's becoming a little more common, which is nice. Not the atheist, because then you just get the same extremist assholes, but the agnostic, like that, you can't really be an extremist agnostic because being agnostic is the kind of the opposite of being extremist.
Yeah.
It's like you could be an agnostic Christian or an agnostic Jew, although they're a bit rare.
Yeah.
We don't need like 12 dozen fucking, amazing atheists walking around.
Exactly, but it's kind of starting to get to that point, which I don't like. So yeah, we need more agnostics in the world because then the world will be slightly more peaceful and people can kind of get along a little bit better.
Yeah.
And it will be a little nicer.
I definitely see where agnosticism is that the word?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, I can definitely see where agnosticism could help further world peace and stuff, but I also see where omnitheism could do it.
I'm not exactly sure what omnitheism is. Would you care to explain?
Sure, I can.
Just briefly, if you want.
Omnitheism takes this is how I choose to describe it. This isn't the actual definition, mind you, so if you want to know the actual definition, you guys can go look it up for yourselves. But how I choose to describe it is it takes the best parts of every religion and steals their gods.
Hooray. I love it.
Basically, and I'm going to get a lot of hate right off the bat for saying what I'm about to say, so let me explain before y'all start blowing up in the comments.
You're going to get a lot of hate no matter what you do, even if you do explain.
I might get a lot of hate from you two for saying this.
You're going to get a lot of hate for existing, like everyone does.
Yeah. No, but I might get a lot of hate from you two as well, so I ask that you give me a second to explain.
Yes, I shall.
One of the largest religions to influence omnitheism is actually Satanism. Now, before you start flipping shit, let me explain.
I know this explanation, so I can zone out.
Yeah, allow me to explain where this is coming from. So in the Satanic Bible, it talks about how a man shall not make any sexual advances on a woman without them first being reciprocated. Basically, the Satanic Bible is a very tolerant Bible, which is actually the opposite of what you would think when you hear the name Satan.
The Satanists aren't evil. They believe that God was evil and Satan was onto something.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not necessarily subscribed to that notion.
I've even seen some Satanists who believe all this stuff, who believe the Satanist Bible and all that, but they adopted the term Satanist just to piss off Christians. And those are my favorite kinds of Satanists.
That's the thing. Even true Satanists and true Christians, they tend to have the exact same morals. It's just that they feel they've been taught by different people.
Right, and it's basically a difference in creation stories.
Exactly. Well, kind
not
of.
Not necessarily creation stories, but a difference in viewpoints on the same story.
Exactly. Because, history is generally told by the victors. So you have that sort of thing where God won. So, of course, Christianity, they say that God is good, but the Satanist point of view is that really true?
And Satanism hasn't even really been around long enough to have a victory. It popped up in the last,
100 or
200
so
fucking years in comparison to Christianity, which has had thousands upon thousands of years of growth as a religion.
Yeah, and I'm sure, and yeah, actually, it has been documented that at the time they were considered just as rebellious and just as scummy as the Satanists were 200 years ago, because it was a new idea, and you didn't have new ideas back then. You just went.
You believe in one God? How dare you?
Was right.
You believe in one true God that rules the universe and created it in 6 or 7 days? How dare you?
And that's why I'm absolutely all for people having their own beliefs and believing it firmly in their heart. But I very much hesitate to think that anybody could, including myself, could ever know with 100% certainty exactly what's happened, because everybody's view is so different, and there's so many standards that are so different that we can't possibly. I feel we can't possibly know for sure what the answer is. Maybe it's something we've thought of. Maybe it's nothing we've thought of. I say we can't necessarily know that. All we can do is believe and hold on to that belief ourselves. And that's a personal, individual decision to make.
Right. And that's a very good thing to think. And I also think that way. Segueing into our next topic. Hey, you guys want to hear the creationist story of omnitheism?
Sure.
All right. So in the beginning, there was this race of being called the protoforms, and they were a very warlike and destructive race, but there was nothing to destroy. So they fought each other and fought each other and fought each other, but they couldn't kill each other because death wasn't a thing yet. So these two protoforms, who weren't really subscribed to the whole kill everything, destroy everything idea, decided to make the universe. How they did it is unclear, so that's a thing. But then they created this giant, like, I want to say like rotunda sort of thing that like dwarfed galaxies and shit. And they made the first being, like the first elders is what we call them, out of this stuff we call the Genesis liquid. It's really a very sci-fi creationist story, so bear with me. So each of these were given attributes. There were 7 of them, but 4 of them were adopted by Christianity as the horsemen of the apocalypse: famine, death, war, and either pestilence or conquest, used interchangeably depending on fucking the version of the Bible you read.
Just the different sections of the faith.
Yeah. But basically they were both their own separate elder, and then there was time and destruction. Hold on. There was, war, famine, pestilence, death, conquest, time, and destruction. Yeah, so that's 7. Yeah, got it. Anyway, so they were tasked with protecting the universe, and they ended up creating millions and millions of more elders, none of which actually had attributes and were surprisingly human-like. And by human-like, I mean they were humans, they just weren't called humans. And then the protoforms came in and wiped them all out. Except for the original 7, who basically combined all of their attributes and powers and created a prison to hold these unkillable beings, who were around since before the dawn of time. Anyway, cut to present day, and there's like this prophecy thing that I don't really subscribe to, but I think is like a cool basis for a sci-fi novel or a movie or something. That soon the protoforms are going to get out, and then the 7 elders will have to come back and into like vessels that were like specifically genetically engineered through bloodlines or something. It's very complicated. But there's like 7 people on Earth who are capable of housing the souls of these elders and wielding those abilities. Like I said, it's a very sci-fi explanation.
Yeah.
But
So basically, it's a form of polytheism.
yeah.
So you're that old school religious ass.
Well, I mean, like all of the gods, and
newfangled-
in omnitheism, we believe that all of the gods, including the monotheistic gods, all belong in some sort of hierarchy, and they were all created by these elders. Like, just
I see.
yeah.
Fair enough. That makes sense. To an extent, anyway. But yeah. So, all right. Fair enough. But yeah, technically, it would be. I suppose it would be considered a form of polytheism, since all that means is you believe in multiple gods. I mean, on a base level, it's not what the word literally means, but it's what it implies.
Right. Yeah.
So it's technically polytheism, but it does kind of deserve to be called omnitheism. Is there a specific like word for that, or is that just the name of the belief?
I believe the name of the belief is actually called omnism. Give me a second. I'm actually gonna look up the fucking definition of this.
That sounds like a kindergartner's name for fucking Buddhism.
Right. Omnism is the recognition and respect of all religions. Those who hold this belief are called omnists or omnitheists. The Oxford English Dictionary quotes as the term's earliest usage by English poet Philip J. Bailey in 1839. I am an omnist and I believe in all religions.
I see. So it's very recent, even more recent than Satanism.
Yeah. I never claimed to be completely original, but you know, I'm.
Yeah. You know, you're one of those newer. You have one of those newer fangled religions. Would you say that you hold this sort of religious belief to it, or do you just kind of think like, you know what, they're probably kind of all correct in a way? Like, is it sort of
I think they're all correct in a way, and there's definitely. I don't want to say the word ritual because the word ritual holds a lot of negative connotations in a lot of people's minds, but that's pretty much the only word I can use.
Yeah, ritual. That's fine.
Yeah, there are a lot of like rituals and rites of passage in omnism that I subscribe to because I feel like they can actually help you be a better person if you practice them.
Well, yeah, but
self-reflection on a full moon, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's like a lot of like evil sort of when we think of Satanist rituals or whatever, or like whatever. But there's also the rituals of like I said, like when I talked about like Buddhism or whatever. Well, I didn't talk about it, but I mentioned it. There are tons of rituals there, and they have to do with meditation. Is either a ritual or part of rituals or something, and there's yoga, which is used, I believe, in some rituals. So yeah, they have a lot of rituals too, and those aren't bad things; those are good things.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it really shouldn't have the negative connotation that it has. I mean, it should just kind of be one of those things that happens in many religions. Not all, but many.
Yeah. And like
prayer is kind of a ritual if you think about it.
Yeah. Especially in the Islamic faith, where you have to face a certain direction at a very specific time for a very specific amount of time.
Exactly.
But yeah, there are plenty of them. Oh, go ahead.
Honestly, that whole story is very interesting, but as someone who comes from a family who has basically been in every single denomination of Christianity you can think of, along with several denominations of Judaism later on when I was born, honestly, that seems a little extreme.
Yeah, and
very much something you would like read as a story.
Yeah, exactly. That was my thoughts of it. And I wasn't raised in a particularly religious family or anything. I was actually raised in very much of a choose your own way, but science is a pretty good grounding for that. So follow
Yeah,
what scientists know at the very least, and as for the questions that haven't been answers yet, forge your own path. And yeah, that also to me seems like a story that I would kind of read. It sounds really interesting, and I'd love to hear about that in some sort of sci-fi novel or something. But it reminds me more of like Lord of the Rings than say a history book, which, and I'm not like dissing on you or anything, but
no,
it's
no, I
just
know.
my beliefs and how I think of it personally.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not getting on here being like, "Oh, you should believe this."
Oh, of
Like
course.
that,
No,
that
we know it's kind of
like
you're not
that's just what I believe.
you're not writing a persuasive essay. You're writing an opinion essay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like that's what I believe. You guys are free to believe what you believe.
Yeah,
That's what I believe.
yeah, and that's good. I think people really need to be more open to talking about and discussing these things because they're good things to discuss because they give you a portal into the viewpoint of somebody else. You get a better look into their world and how they envision different things, and it helps how they think and you know that sort of thing. It gives you a new perspective on life sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, coming full circle back around to the conversations with Catholics. Um, Speaking of giving a fresh point of view on things, I had a conversation with a girl in my science class the other day who she started carrying around like one of the old King James versions of the Bible, like
Ooh.
leather bound and like crackled and water worn and stuff like that. And I asked her about it, and I was very tentative because every time I've had one of these conversations with somebody, it was like, "Oh, you don't believe in what I believe in, meh." But no, she was actually pretty cool about it. She was like, yeah, and we had a conversation about it. She was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna try to force you to believe in what I believe in. I don't think you're gonna go to hell for having your own opinion. I mean, God did pretty much put free will in the package,
Yeah.
but like I feel like
I accept that Jesus was a good person. Is that enough?
yeah, I accept that he was probably a righteous man. But anyway, no, but we had a good conversation, and she actually answered a couple of my questions about sins in the Bible. Like one of my major questions about sins was, how are they ranked? Because in the Bible it says, like, of course going against the 10 commandments are sin, like killing and cheating and shit like that.
Yeah, and
But
the seven deadly sins, which are the highest level of sin.
right, and then there's shit like eating fucking shrimp. Like if
Yeah.
you're gay and you like sleep with another man, you can go to hell for all eternity. But eating a fucking shrimp is fine. Like they're both equally counted as sins in the Bible.
Possibly, but maybe not. Maybe people just ignore that one because they don't want to give up the things that they enjoy doing, which kind of plays into this whole double standard or hypocrisy sort of view on the way some people practice these sorts of things.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely, I feel like it's more of a them versus us mentality. Like if you don't believe in what I don't believe in, it's a sin.
Yeah, exactly. And
Or
I
if,
think that's
if
a very dangerous viewpoint to have.
yeah. I like it when I can talk to people about the Bible and be like, well, I mean, this is what you think. Could you show me where and like what kind of why? I like it. I like it when I can have a constructive conversation with people about that instead of them being like quoting Bible sources at me to tell me why I'm living my life wrong.
Exactly. And my friend, and I say my friend like you don't know, and Taylor, he'll quote Bible things all the time, but if I don't know the explanation of it or I've gotten it wrong, then he just explains what it means to me. And he goes through it and makes me understand the context and what the words are supposed to mean. And that very much sort of helps, but it also plays into this idea of interpretation. A lot of the things in the Bible are considered to be sort of set in stone, and they kind of are, but they're also kind of up to people's interpretation of exactly what the words mean, what parts were important, what were meant about certain things. And that's where you get your different branches of, say, Christianity. That's where that's where you initially got the splits between Christianity and Judaism and Islam. When they all split into their own separate ways, that's where they came from, with people interpreting certain things in different ways.
Right. And one of the things that I always bring up to Catholics when they try to quote Bible sources at me, like I just shut them down. Like I'm not mean about it, but I shut them down and I'm like, okay, well, how do you feel about rape? And they're like, well, obviously rape is bad. And I was like, well, not according to the Bible.
There's actually a verse that you probably know about, but I feel like it's relevant mentioning. There's actually a verse where it says that if a woman is raped
by a man and does not marry him, she can be stoned to death.
And also there's a rule where if the man is caught, he is forced to pay the husband like 12 silver pieces or something and marry the rape victim without the possibility of divorce.
Yeah, and that's definitely an unfair punishment, because if she... I mean, that sounded fucked up. No, that's not what I meant. Backtracking.
You were about to say a thing and you were like, fuck, that's not what I meant. No.
Yeah, no.
Stop quoting this on Twitter. Stop putting words into my mouth that I actually said and didn't mean.
Yeah,
Stop.
No. When I say it's an unfair punishment, I mean on the woman's behalf. Like, yes. I don't think you should be stoned to death for being the victim of rape.
Yeah. That's definitely one of those things where I'm like, I do not agree with that part. And that's the thing, is that Taylor's interpretation of a lot of that stuff is not that is what God truly wants, but that's just what happened back then. That was just what people decided. That's what people did, and that they're considered bad things. And that's why, you had,
Right, but that also raises the question, and this might be me getting into the whole, like, okay, now I'm ready to pick apart Christianity thing. But, because I'm definitely in the point, because if it was written for that time, then what other things in the Bible that are still enforced now were also only for that time?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing, is that people take a lot of these things sort of out of context,
I feel like it's an all or none situation, because it also condones slavery in the Bible, and it's I find it messed up, because I feel like, and these are not my views, this is just me proving a point for everybody out there who is watching after the fact.
Already have their fingers cramped over the keyboard, their backs hunched over.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I'm gonna give this boy shit when he...
This is not actually my belief. I repeat, this is not actually my belief.
Just say it.
Like, I feel like if there's all these things that you're still enforcing to this day, like, to these days. No, I feel like if there's still all these things you're enforcing to this day, like, gay people are sinning and are going to go to hell, then rape victims should also be stoned. Like, not actually what I believe, again, but...
Quite the opposite was your point, in fact.
Yeah, exactly, quite the opposite. Like, if I feel like those things are abhorrent and wrong, and there's stuff to this that is held to this day that is also abhorrent and wrong. Like, love is love. People love who they love. And honestly, I feel like it's a bit of a double standard, because divorce was very heavily frowned upon in the Bible, and it's a commonplace today. So,
But yeah, no, like, and that's what the hell was I gonna say?
Don't you just hate it when that happens?
Yeah, and that's one of my main things has always been my morals are based on am I going through life the way I want to go through life, and am I hurting anybody in the process? And if the answers are yes and no, congratulations, you are a moral person. Please continue doing whatever the fuck you're doing.
Right, exactly. Basically, whatever the fuck you want. As long as you're not hurting anybody else and you're living life the way you like, as long as you're not hurting anybody else and you're not letting anybody else hurt you, you're good.
Exactly. And if more people believe that, then the world would be a much better place to live, I feel like. Not that it hasn't gotten better in the past while, but I feel like it'd be even better if more people believed those sorts
yeah.
of things.
And it's definitely on the rise. And there's a lot of people out there who say that world peace is not achievable and all that stuff. But
it's closer now than ever before.
Yeah,
so we might
exactly.
get there at some point.
And taking an objective look at the world right now, like shifting our views away from religion and stuff, taking a good hard look at the world right now, sure, there's a lot wrong with it. North Korea is trying to nuke us, but only reaching the LOC. There's a lot of tensions between America and
the entire rest of the world, really.
The entire rest of the world, because let's be quite frank, Donald Trump's an idiot. Bring on the hate mail.
There won't be much.
Fair.
Even the conservatives tend to hate Trump.
Fair. But yeah, like, my thing is, honestly, and before I get into the rest of what I was about to say, let me just say this. As much as we hate Trump, we need to keep him in office until the end of term so that motherfucking monster Pence doesn't get office.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at least he's only VP right now. Unfortunately, Trump realizes he doesn't know what he's doing, and Pence still has a bit more power than he really should ever have, but
yeah.
He's not completely president at this point, and Donald Trump is too much of an idiot, I think, to actually do any real damage, because basically, these weren't his words, but it's basically what he said. Being president is hard. So he probably won't do anything for 4 years. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Now that we're talking about the elections. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, I recently, if you remember, there was a little alliance involving the conservatives who didn't support Hillary Clinton, kind of coming together to quote on just air quotes for a fucking billion years defeat Hillary Clinton. But now, after the election is over, there's this kind of fallout where during the election, they were like, hey, we have all this shit in common. We had all this in common. We're actually so similar. But then the election ended. They lost me, and now they're like, holy shit, you guys are fucking morons.
Honestly, the entire election, I was feeling that freaking burn. The whole election.
Honestly, I don't feel like there were any good candidates in the election. Not even Bernie.
He was probably the best one.
He was like the best out of four evils, but
I don't think he was necessarily evil. I feel like the worst idea of Bernie Sanders being in office was that he would die before he did his term. But I feel like he would probably do at least some of the things that he promised, and also wasn't a criminal.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of all you can ask for a president, really.
I mean, to be fair, Hillary was acquitted. Can you feel the sarcasm in my voice? Can
yeah.
Yes.
I can't just feel it in your voice. I can feel it soaring through my veins right now. I felt it on a very personal level.
Yeah.
And
No, but go ahead.
as a very, very avid member of the
Oh, hang on, guys.
quote unquote skeptic community, which we don't call it a community, we could call it a quote unquote community. It's very different. I swear to God, I swear it's different.
Okay.
I'm really like curious about this whole thing where we are now making enemies out of those we once called allies, and now those who we called enemies are now slowly becoming our allies. It's really weird because before there was Lacey Green and Anita Sarkeesian and all of these people, and then there was and then the left was just like, dude, fuck this, and then the right was like, dude, fuck this, and then the whole election happened, and then they had a real common enemy, so they teamed up. But now the election is over, and now a whole different battle is breaking out. I find it fucking fascinating.
Yeah, it should be mentioned at this point in the stream that this is a charity live stream. I completely forgot to mention it at the beginning. The donation link is in the description.
Oh boy,
below.
we've been swearing like fucking troopers, and now I realize that it's a charity stream.
Yeah, no, I mean, not very different from last year's charity streams, honestly, but
No, but you said specifically in the last one that you wanted to keep that to a minimum, and here I just was no holds barred.
yeah, no, it's fine.
You could have warned me. I'm glad I didn't drop any N-bombs.
Yeah,
Because
no,
I'm kind of liable
that's-
to do that when I'm not thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you didn't. But yeah, for this stream, I'm gonna put an 18 plus thing on it for the language.
And the subject matter, because apparently controversial subjects
Yeah,
count as yeah.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, feel free. I mean, not the N bomb, obviously.
You see, this is really the point in our YouTube, I don't know, careers, where this is really possible to do without any kind of backlash, because we don't have the audience large enough.
Yeah, we have literally, like, well, not literally, but basically no
Actually,
following.
Build up a giant controversy, but
It's not gonna build up a giant controversy
big
but-
enough to actually make some kind of impact, even just a very fucking little one.
I
Also-
know, but it still would look bad on the charity front.
Honestly, to me, I feel like a lot of these things would be kind of like, if we did gather an audience for this sort of thing, it would be because people wanted to hear our opinions, because people wanted to hear us talk about these hard truths, because we're all very I think we're all very thought-provoking people in this stream. Like,
Yeah.
we all have, decent views that are, especially for our age, pretty mature, I'd say. And we're all able to, look past people's differences and look at the big picture to, to see these things. Like, we do not promote racial bigotry.
Yeah, no racism, kids.
We do not look at, I'm not going to quote this. I can't, for your own sake.
Yeah, probably.
There's
not.
another part from Full Metal Jacket, like the
I'm
beginning.
wearing a
Oh
cap,
yeah, no.
hat.
No, but that was a nice segue to our next topic.
Oh boy.
I have not had a chance to talk about it. It's sort of died down in the media recently, I think. I don't know. I don't really watch the news or anything.
Me neither.
But it's died down in the media recently, I think. But the whole Black Lives Matter anti-police stuff.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily anti-police, but my whole view on the BLM thing was that All Lives Matter is a fucking stupid thing, because BLM basically means BLMT, Black Lives Matter 2. It wasn't saying that they matter more, it was saying that they matter at all.
I think that's how it started out.
Initially. Eventually, it got to that sort of superiority bullshit. But when it started off, it was a respectable sort of thing, especially within the context of things that had happened.
Right.
You know?
And it was.
But if the movement has become obsolete, why don't we move to a new movement that's not obsolete?
Well, it's not necessarily that it's not obsolete, because some of the main problems are still kind of happening to an extent. So it may be obsolete in the sense that everybody knows about it, and some people are going to choose to listen, and some people aren't going to care. But in terms of its relevancy, it's still, even if it's died down quite a bit, it's still technically relevant. But it's died down because it has such a bad name, because it became something that it was kind of initially so against. Like, I believe it started very reasonably as Black Lives Matter as much as anybody else's lives, and fuck bad cops. And it eventually became Black people are the best and fuck all cops.
Yeah, and that's what I find, because here's the thing. I get that corrupt cops and dirty cops exist. They are out there. And to any of those watching, or if this gets around to any of you, fuck you and all you stand for. But it's not as big a problem as most people think it is, because of what mainstream media has spun it out to be. I've known plenty of police officers. Hell, one of my best friend's dads is chief of the police force here in town. And he's a pretty cool guy, and most of the people on the force are too. I mean, some of them are dicks, but I wouldn't go so far as to call them dirty cops. I just think they're dicks. They definitely do their job well. Like, I'm not gonna say like, oh, they're stopping people and killing people for no good reason, because like, I don't think there has.
It's almost never for no reason, but it can be for stupid reasons a lot of the time. Sometimes with some cops, it can be like that.
One thing that nobody understands, and even I didn't understand for the longest time, cops are not trained to shoot to wound you. They are trained to, if you force them to shoot you, they're shooting to kill.
Because the hope is that by the time they are shooting, it's a last resort, that they must shoot to kill, because they basically, the act of shooting is the act of killing in last resort. If they are going to use a non-fatal way to subdue you, they're going to use something that's not their gun. Their gun is for them feeling safe, and as a last resort if things are getting too far. If they won't put down the weapon, especially if shots have already been fired, they're trained to shoot to kill, because that's what they need to do for their own safety and for the safety of the people around them. Because that's what they're supposed to do, is serve and protect the people, not to be nice to the criminal who has a gun because, this is a fucking...
He just so happens to be African American.
Yeah, like that's not...
And if I'm going into statistics here, I'm not saying that there aren't unjust African American killings, but what about the unjust Caucasian or Asian or Mexican killings?
I
don't see movements for those.
Well, there was one, but it was a stupid one.
What was it?
All Lives Matter.
Oh, fair. Yeah, no.
It wasn't necessarily that there was a stupid one. It was an unnecessary one, and I feel like its existence helped lead to the faster deterioration of the BLM movement, because then if you weren't following ALM, but you were following BLM, well, that must mean that you just think that Black people are so much better than and I think that all that like negative shit just bounced off each other, and it just spiraled out of control.
I'm gonna say something that I truly do believe, and it's not a racist thing, but I feel like these days the stereotypical African American person is definitely feels a sense of entitlement and superiority and sees a race problem where there's not one.
Yeah, but and to be fair, that happens also with other things too, like say feminism and the places where extremist feminism has
Don't
gone.
get started on that. That's our next topic.
Because oh boy, but yeah, basically just like this idea that instead of now, a lot of them wanting women to be equal, quite a few of them seem to want women to be the ones in power and men to have nothing, because apparently they deserve it because of their fucking ancestors and what they did. And clearly they should be.
An article on the Huffington Post.
Oh boy, not the Huffington Post.
That was like, because Trump was elected, straight white males should have the ability to vote taken away from them for 20 years so that liberal progressivism can move forward.
And it's like so fucking contradictory. This is why I hate the Huffington Post.
It's the Huffington Post. It's BuzzFeed. It's PlayBuzz. It's any of the fucking mock news websites out there.
Okay. Here's a little tidbit of information. A little checklist, if you will. 1, does the news in question is the news in question a name that people will recognize? 2, is it somewhere that used to have a reputation? If both answers are yes, congratulations, it's BuzzFeed. Basically. Not entirely true, but for the most part, it's a pretty good rule to follow. Just take it with a grain of salt. And if it happens to be true, well, bravo. They probably got lucky.
It's mostly yellow journalism. And even most big news networks like Fox News and CNN, they are subscribing more to yellow journalism than actual journalism these days.
Starting to? Weren't they
always
like
trying
this?
Here.
It's okay. I'll be the asshole. I'll take all the heat. It's cool.
And
send your hate mail too.
Like places like the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
Who's saying people like Count Dankula and fucking, I think I've even seen one on like, there's PewDiePie. There's all these popular YouTubers are being called Nazis, or anti-Semites, or both, or even worse things.
By
places who are slowly falling out of relevance, like the Wall Street Journal, because they need ad revenue. They need
that clickbait. They need that sweet clickbait.
Thinking
and ironically enough, their clickbait to get ad revenue has taken ads off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ.
Thinking of anti-Semites for a second, and I don't remember if I actually mentioned this on a stream at all, but it kind of plays into what we're talking about right now with the like hypocrisy and stuff. Has anybody really noticed that if you're against Jews, you're anti-Semitic? If you're against Arabs, Muslims, well, I mean that's not I'm not anti-Semitic because of that. That makes no sense to me. The people in those countries, and especially people of the Muslim faith, are considered to be Semitic people. So why would it not be anti-Semitic to hate them?
I have a story. But first, I want to say, at least in this shit show of yellow journalism, there is one reliable and beautiful news source out there. Hashtag Drama Alert.
Oh my god. I was going to say Tube News, which is kind of...
Old Jack's Films memes should die where they belong.
Fuck you.
In a fucking gutter.
No,
Mimi
I'll take any
big
chance
boy.
I can to rip on fucking Keemstar. I hate Keemstar with a burning passion, and I don't even know why.
Okay, what person over the age of I say person? What thing over the age of 11 really does? Int.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm just sitting here like, well, actually 1.8 million people, which I find fucking mind-boggling.
I said over 11, and I also said people.
Fair.
Wait, didn't he used to have like 3 million?
Yeah.
He had like 5 million, but then
Yeah.
he lost a shit ton of them because of all of the shit he's been pulling.
Yeah.
Hashtag fuck you, Keemstar.
I think one of my favorite things is
I wish he
like
would try to come at me.
A quote of his, I believe, which was just talking about the fact that he doesn't actually care about any of the shit. He literally doesn't. He's doing it entirely for money.
Right.
That's all he cares about.
What is up, Drum Alert Nation? I'm your host,
Can we
Killer
not?
Keemstar.
Why is
Let's
it
get
okay.
right into the news.
Okay, let me just say right now that that's him if he did 5,000 times more coke than he already does, because he does it so fucking slowly. I swear to God, I fall asleep. I've never once gotten through an entire fucking intro.
What?
Sometimes I have the morbid curiosity of
What is up, Drama Alert Nation?
I'm your host,
Killer
Keemstar.
Star. Let's get right into the news.
This
Fuck,
stream
man,
is a
Jesus.
show.
It's like that's half the video right there. Is that?
I feel like we just lost all of our viewers.
I
Like,
don't give a
just-
shit.
Like they it was like they were and now they're mocking Keemstar.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck everything that's said. It's just that part bugs me because that's not a way to engage viewers by going that. I just cannot stand your style. I don't like the style. So fuck what any of the accusations. You could say all of it is true. Everything he says is true. I don't like his style. It's not a good style to me.
Personally, I feel like short, concise, and to the point. Like I've lengthened my intro. Like it used to be, "Hey, what is up, you guys? It's the Zambi Slayer back again, bringing you," and then I'm into it.
Yeah,
but now it's "Hello,
I'm-
everyone. It's the undead narrator back again," and that like lengthens it like a millisecond, maybe.
Yeah.
But-
Whereas, and I'm kind of the same way. I'm like, "Hello, everyone. Mac here, and this is a thing."
Yeah, I feel like it should be short, concise, and to the point, so that your viewers can get maximum enjoyment out of the actual fucking video.
And my outro is also really, really short because I will continue a thought in a slight ramble as sort of a concluding paragraph type thing, and then I'm just like, so until next time, Mac signing out, peace, and I'm done.
Right. And I'm actually having trouble coming up with a new one. What it used to be was rate, comment, subscribe, and keep slaying them zombies. Peace. But I can't say that anymore because I'm no longer the Zambi Slayer. So I've been trying to come up with another one, and
Just replace it with undead narrator.
Yeah, but like
Keep slaying those undead narrators? What the fuck?
Oh,
yeah.
true.
No, but what I've done is like go ahead and leave a thumbs up, comment telling me your favorite part of this video and what you want me to do next, and of course go ahead and subscribe to give me some of that sweet click revenue. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Yeah.
All right, let's stream, guys. Goodbye.
Yeah, this stream's over.
Yeah, bye, guys. No, that is actually how I'm gonna end up ending it off. Except I'm gonna add like, please donate if you haven't already. Oh yeah, by the way, donate if you haven't already, please.
Give us money. We're gonna give it to the charity. We promise.
We promise 10 out of 10,
10
100.
out of 10 IGN needs more water.
Yeah, exactly. Like 100% of the money is going to the charity, except for all of it.
Yeah, except for
Most likely, me and Mac will just be talking over you, just like yelling "flaming whip" or some shit.
Yeah,
flaming whip.
Flaming whip. Get in the basement. What is this turn of events? This is my basement. Anyway,
Can you guys send help or something? Because we need help.
yeah,
Help us.
guys, my slaves have turned against me.
We need help.
rebelling. They're rebelling. Anyway, no, not actually my beliefs. Anyway, but no,
Mac and cheese needs to be a thing, though.
It really does. Y'all need to set that shit up, though. Like I can.
Be a thing.
Huh?
What needs to be a thing?
Mac and cheese.
Oh yes, definitely.
Mac, you have me on Discord. It needs to happen. We need to talk about something here.
Hell yeah. Oh, do I have you on Discord already?
If you don't, I can like connect you to. You should, because he's.
Oh
in the,
yeah, I do. Okay.
He's in the live stream channel. He's in the live stream channel. Anyway, So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get us back on topic of controversial topics. I feel like we've outplayed the race thing by now. So let's talk about feminism, specifically third wave feminism.
My favorite.
Get ready to rustle your jimmies.
Sorry, let's do this right.
That's my favorite flavor.
My favorite flavor of popsicle is dick. Anyway. No, I had to. I'm sorry. No, but
is it true? Yes.
Yes,
it's true.
Definitely.
This man has no dick.
Ooh, he said she ain't got no nipples. Anyway, no.
Just all the random references to everything.
Yeah. If I'm gonna just get right into it, I have to start this off right. If I'm going to start this off, I have to start this off right. All white people are racist. All men are misogynistic. All cisgendered people are transphobic. Oh, that video pisses me off. Like, there's plenty of third wave feminism videos out there that piss me off, but that one takes the cake.
Yeah.
I'm throwing glow sticks at the monitor with shame.
I'm just trying not to punch the wall because I can't pay to repair it.
Oh man. No, but seriously, I don't want to be like just straight up bashing her because that's not what I want this to be about. But really,
I'm not bashing her, I'm bashing the mentality in general because it's more than just her who has it.
Right, exactly. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, your opinions are invalid, because they're not. They're your opinions. You're entitled to them. But again, I feel like I'm going to quote Maggie Smith here. Opinions are like a penis, my dear. It's perfectly fine that you have one, but it's when you start taking it out and waving it in my face that we have a problem.
Yeah, but also there's this idea of like, and again, this isn't necessarily to bash like anybody specifically, but it's this idea of, okay, you're living life how you want to live it. Did you remember you're not supposed to be hurting people? Yes, you're not a moral person then.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm sorry, hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm actually making a Tumblr account right now.
Oh my god, no.
I technically have a Tumblr account and I was going to use it to actually, blog like what it's supposed to be used for. And then I never knew what to do with it. So I just let it get buried.
There's a select your gender category.
Oh god.
Oh
You want to know how many there are?
Oh, please. Oh.
If it's any more than 3.
2! Those fucking sexists!
Oh. I was hoping you were gonna be like 57, and I was like thinking like if there's any more than 3, like male, female, other. Okay,
Yeah.
fine, great,
Like
awesome.
other would be fine. Other would be fine.
Other would be fine. Other encompasses a lot of things.
Yeah, and it's
Like
not.
I'm not gonna touch on my thoughts on that because I have friends who watch this who will get deeply butthurt that I don't want to piss off.
Don't you have stuff with that as well? Or am I thinking of someone else?
No, yeah, that is me.
Okay, all right.
You know what?
So yeah,
No,
so it's okay. It's okay. It's okay for a gay person to throw around the F word because they're a gay person, or a black person to throw around the N word because they're a black person. It's so dumb. It's all so dumb.
Does that mean I can throw around racial slurs for Jewish people because I'm Jewish?
Yeah, you can throw those things around.
No, but
I don't actually know any. I know of
Oh, there's plenty.
I
can
know
show you some.
I know of swear words that come from like Yiddish and stuff, like schmuck and schlong, kind of. That's not a swear word. Well, actually, is it? I don't think it is. I don't think chutzpah is a swear word.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's just fun
It's like
to
saying
say.
Hanukkah is one of the 7 deadly sins, like just because it has a sound in it.
no, but going back to the whole gender thing, I'm gonna lose some friends and maybe some family over this. But honestly, I feel like I'm debating. Anyway, no, I feel like keep in mind this is coming from somebody who is openly trans. There's really only the 3. Like, there's many ways you can feel like demisexual, but that's not a gender identity.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people who are transgender who would say, yeah, there's only 2, and my favorite idea is that there's only 2 extremes of a spectrum, and we're all somewhere on that spectrum, and that's how life is a whole bunch of different spectrums that we're on, you know.
Right. Honestly, I feel like because I do feel like I need to qualify this. I'm not saying like there's only guys and girls and then people who are the opposite gender born in the opposite gender's body. Like, I feel like there's a
male, female, and like neutral.
Yeah, and neutral, like gender fluid or agender. But I feel like fucking don't even get me started on fucking otherkin.
Otherkin. Oh my god.
Please don't. If I have any people who
Please don't get started.
I don't know if I have any people who watch me who identify as otherkin or who I am friends with in real life who identify as otherkin. I don't think so. But what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry. I've been trying to be delicate this entire time, but no. Like, I genuinely do not get otherkin. Like, I'm not saying I'm not going to have a rational conversation with you. I'm not saying, oh, fuck otherkin, it's fucking stupid, nobody's ever going to change my mind. Because somebody might one day if we have a rational conversation. But as of this point, I'm sort of sitting over here scratching my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, so I gender identify as a fucking toaster, I guess? I don't know.
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
that's the best meme.
I sexually identify as an Apache attack helicopter.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna lose some friends over this one. But I definitely feel like this whole thing with people being transgender and gender fluid and agender has become trendy and become sort of like more of a meme recently than it is an actual issue. And it is an actual issue because gender dysphoria is an actual thing.
Yes, and let's say this for what it is, a very rare thing. Yes, it happens, but it's very, very rare. And when it happened back, my main thing is I don't think it's a recent thing because I feel like back in the day, nobody would have talked about it. And if you openly talked about these things, they would probably be scared of you and probably just burn you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, say, back in the days of Salem, if a guy were dressing like a girl and acting like a girl, he would be burned at the stake as a fucking witch or warlock, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Honestly, no, they probably wouldn't burn him for being a witch. Let's be honest. They would burn him for being gay.
Fair.
That's absolutely not
that we agree with this, kids.
Yeah, no, it's even not thinking about the whole burning thing. Like your sexual orientation has nothing to do with your gender identity, and
right,
you know there's a difference between being male, identifying as a man, and being straight, and being male, identifying as a woman, and being gay. There is a difference there.
Right.
I'd say, but yeah, no, it's a very rare condition. I wouldn't call it I hesitate to call a lot of things that people call diseases a disease. I tend to call them conditions, as it's a little more neutral. But yeah, that's a very rare condition, to be sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with people who are like this, other than the fact that they were born in the wrong body. And there's actually like scientific research to back this up, just in case I have like transphobic people watching this being like, oh no, y'all are blowing smoke up my ass. No, we're not. There's scientific stuff to back it up.
But and that's the thing, is that anybody who genuinely does have, the rare people who do genuinely have gender dysphoria, they're the people who are very tolerant about, they understand that, yeah, they, people can't know right off the bat what their gender is. There's no, did you assume my gender? It's just, oh, I actually identify as this, or they might not make a big deal out of it. And when someone calls them sir, they just know that it's not their fault, and they have to it's nobody's fault. And they have to suck it up for that, thing, because they're never going to see this person again, and they're just going to go home and not think about it.
Yeah, like with me, it was definitely a sort of tough transition for a lot of my family and friends to make, that we're still going through, mind you. But it's definitely the sort of thing where I'm not holding it against people. There's no, did you just assume my gender, except maybe in joking, like the whole, like joking the fact that it's a joke.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
and I only do it with another trans friend of mine who is genuinely.
Yeah, exactly. And like, there's also a thing of like, there would be, if I associated with these kind of people, there would be people that I wouldn't be able to call man, even though I call everyone man. I call women man, I call men man. It's just what I say. It's like, hey man, what's up? But, if someone is truly, having that happen, they won't bat an eye at that, because they'll know I just say that. I almost say man as in human.
Right, exactly. Like with you and me, I'm just like, yo, man, what's up? Hey, man, what's up? Like, it's not exactly that big a deal.
Exactly. And I also have another friend, actually, who's going through a lot of these, he's also transgender. And I won't say his name on stream to protect the innocent. We'll say his name is, I don't know, James. Let's go with that.
Jeffrey!
Jeffrey, okay. Let's go with Jeffrey. His name is Jeffrey. And yeah, he's going through a lot of that stuff too. And I'll say like, hey man, or whatever. And the first time I apologized, he was like, I don't care. And then I stopped caring as well.
Awesome.
Because if he doesn't care, why should I?
Right, exactly. And honestly, I'm at the sort of opinion at this point where it's like, I'm just going to call them trans trenders.
Trans trenders. I love it. Perfect.
I'm at the point where these people who are trans trenders, who are like, I sexually identify as an Apache attack helicopter. Like people who are genuinely serious about that.
I wish you to refer to me by the pronouns Z and Xi and he.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. I would prefer that you call me by the pronouns of chutzpah.
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 Those are the Jewish pronouns.
No, but
No, I'm wrong.
I'm personally
the Jewish pronouns are money and power.
No, personally, I'm of the opinion that these people are doing more harm than good.
No, definitely.
Because it's definitely at a point in society where, I mean, for people who are actually transgender, they aren't taken seriously because of these people.
Yeah,
like,
and
people
it's
like
fair
me,
to because there's
hard.
more trans-trenders than transgenders in the
right.
world.
It's rare. Right, exactly. And the thing with these trans-trenders is like me actually being trans, it is definitely a much more difficult time transitioning with all these transgender. And I just want to say right off the bat that Bruce or Caitlyn or whatever the fuck Jenner wants to be, I'm just going to call them Jenner. Whatever they want to be, they do not represent us. They represent the transgender community.
What the fuck was I gonna say? I just went dead for no reason.
Yo, I might just mute my mic for a few seconds because one of my videos just got copyright claimed.
Oh shit. Have fun swearing. But
yeah, personally, that's honestly what I feel like, because it went from, okay, they went through a transition and became Caitlyn Jenner, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then they started using it for money and fame, and then they were like, oh no, I want to be Bruce again. And I'm just sitting here like, it's not how it works, you little shit.
Yep. Nope. You decided you need, and that's the thing, is that this is going to seem unrelated, but I promise it's related. It's like me sort of growing up with autism and things. I had to learn very quickly how to find the patterns in people's speech to understand what they're doing, and in having to learn that and having to have it be so conditioned and so such learned behavior, I went very, very far with it, and I ended up knowing how to learn to see patterns that most people can't see. I can see patterns in behavior that can let me easily differentiate between, say, a transgender or a transgender, or say someone who, what the hell was I going to say? Someone who's just doing something in general, just someone who's doing something to fit into a crowd, or to, be famous or whatever, and someone who legitimately is into that, or is a part of that lifestyle, or thinks that way, or feels that way, or what have you, whatever the situation may be. If someone's really an actual nerd and into science and math and shit, or if they're just pretending that they are because they want that was a trendy thing for a while and might still be, I'm not sure.
Because that's the cool thing to be now.
Exactly. It's cool to be a nerd, which is kind of weird. But
honestly,
I'm fucking living
not
it,
a real
guys.
world. Not a real nerd, though, of course.
I'm fucking pissed.
All right, let's go ahead and
let's switch
gears to why was one of your videos copyrighted, Cheese?
All right. So half a year ago, I actually did a movie review.
Yeah.
It's 6 minutes 40 seconds long of the review of the movie Zulu. It was released back in 1964. It was the first movie that Michael Caine was in. It's a movie about the English invasion of Africa and how the Zulu people reacted in one specific battle, which took place in a medical camp. So it's just me with footage. It's just footage of the movie in the background with me talking over it. The footage is muted. There's music in the background. Me saying the good stuff, the bad stuff.
And what overall you thought?
Giving it a rating at the end.
Yeah.
This video was copyright stricken by Yidang C&S. It's a transactional company so it's only blocked in South Korea, which I don't think I have any South Korean subscribers whatsoever. But still, it fucking pisses me off.
That's kind of fucked.
I mean, if it was North Korea, then that'd be fine because nobody's going to be able to see that video anyway.
Damn it, Mac! You stole my fucking joke.
I'm posting a video in the fucking thing itself. Be forewarned, it's fairly out of date, but still.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we shall get to that in a little bit. And by in a little bit, I mean in like 10 minutes once we've wrapped this.
I'm surprised. I don't think that my song review got copyright struck. I'm not sure. I'm going to check actually.
I don't think I've been copyright stricken for anything. Well, that's mainly because I...
Don't fucking 504 me, piece of shit.
No,
There we go.
I'm just gonna go ahead and knock on wood right now. Well, I mean, there's really nothing to knock on wood about. I don't have anything to be copyrighted right now. But
Oh no, it wasn't a strike or anything. But yeah, it's not eligible for monetization. Wait, are any of my videos?
oh
No,
yeah,
they're not.
Super
Apparently, I'm not
Tone
eligible. Did I get a strike or something?
No, it's because you haven't set up monetization on your account yet, most likely.
Yeah.
But I was before because I'm on a network.
Fun.
So
Oh,
I
yeah.
was at some point.
So this is the last topic for tonight, you guys. And it's dealing with a subject fairly close to home, not necessarily home for me, but like home for me on YouTube. What the fuck ads? Like I'm pretty sure me saying what
like there's a lot of things that can mean.
I'm pretty sure me saying what the fuck ads just is exactly why the ads pulled out. But like I feel like there are a lot of I'm not one of them because I make like 3 cents a year, or I made like 3 cents a year ad revenue. But there are a lot of YouTubers who I watch who are no longer going to be able to do YouTube full time and continue making the videos that I enjoy watching and that a bunch of other people enjoy watching, because they have to go out and get jobs in the
Real jobs.
like quote unquote real jobs, even though this was their real job. Like they were making a substantial living at it.
And it was like a sustainable thing for a time.
Yeah, exactly.
It should have been sustainable for a while longer.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew eventually it was going to come to its downfall because it's an internet thing.
Yeah, like eventually it would, but usually you see a gradual decline and you can prepare yourself mentally for when it happens.
Yeah, it's not just suddenly,
And you can,
okay, these ads are fucking you in the ass and this is the algorithm one day, and then suddenly overnight, oops, you stopped fisting me, and now we're left without the training wheels.
yeah, but I mean that has happened multiple times when YouTube changes algorithms or what have you.
And it's literally overnight. And this is my petition to YouTube. And I get that not many people are actually going to watch this even like after the fact. But whoever does watch this, please share this around and like get this out there. YouTube, get your shit together. Like these overnight algorithm changes make it very difficult for
This wasn't an
people
overnight algorithm change. This was people pulling advertisements from YouTube.
Well, I'm at this point I'm talking about the overnight algorithm changes.
Oh yes.
With these overnight algorithm changes, it makes it very difficult for people like me or people like Mac or people like Cheese to get a substantial to gain a substantial following to begin with. And it also makes it very, very difficult for people who do have a substantial following to continue to make videos for the people who basically make your website run. And when they stop making videos, you stop having a website. Just saying.
Although, to be fair, I don't really blame YouTube for the fact that have an audience all that much. It's just because that we came in later
Oh yeah, no. Please don't mistake what I'm saying as, oh, YouTube is the reason I don't have millions.
Because we suck. Let's not beat around the bush.
Right, we suck. We're losers who talk about random shit on live streams. But
like, if we started out, if we're like, I don't know, between the ages of like 18 to 20, and we started out in 2012, we might have some level of an audience today, but we started in like what, 2014, 2015.
I started in okay, let me be clear about this. The channel I wish to associate with started in like 2012, I think, and even then I've gone through changes as a person, as a content creator since then.
yeah, I started back in 2012 as well, or maybe 2013.
Yeah, but at that point I was 14,
well,
soon to be 15.
But I was 8 years old, and I was making Let's Plays.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
honestly,
was also making Let's Plays, but you know.
I tried to make Let's Plays, but then I was like, nah, fam, not for me. But honestly, like with these sort of things, I am gonna take the time right now to say I am very grateful for the people who are subscribing to me, and I never expected to get this far. Like 110 subscribers is better than I ever thought I was going to do. Please do not think that I'm complaining.
Yeah. Fucking I Am a Jew, when it exploded, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened here? Because like the first Game Bros remix I did was like it was pretty good. It was like it slowly got to 1,000 views or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, I'm pretty confident. I've worked on this for 3 months. And then fucking overnight it got 1,000, 2,000 views in like 22 hours. And I was like, what the fuck happened?
Right, exactly. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here. I think the highest view count video I ever got was like 84 views.
Yeah,
and
I've
like
had a couple with more views than that, but like I'm telling you right now, all the rest of the videos were very slow going. Even my other remixes.
Right.
So,
no, it's basically just the same sort of thing for me, where it's like, I'm very grateful for my subscribers. I never expected to get this far. Thank you guys so much. Even through the rebranding that I'm going through right now, thank you guys so much for sticking by me. It means the world to me. I never expected to get this far. Honestly, I was just going to read stories online and post them for myself to go back and listen to later because I loved creepypasta, and my creepypasta narrators that I listened to didn't post fast enough. That's basically how it started for me. And then people started watching me, and I was like, oh, shit. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, no. Usually my videos get around the same level of just above my subscriber count. But sometimes, this happens very rarely, but sometimes I get videos that just kind of fucking carry themselves.
Right.
Like, there are some videos that I don't even share. Like, I made a video 3 months ago, and it's a TFS compilation of every time Vegeta says that Broly is cool in the Broly movie.
So fucking specific. I love it.
And it has 122,000 views.
Holy fuck.
In 3 months.
That was your video. Oh my god. No, I think like half of those were mine. Because I'm very huge into TFS like compilations, like every time Cooler punches Vegeta in the dick or stuff like that. And I'm just sitting here like, well, I watched that video a lot of times. Like half of those were probably mine. You're welcome for the revenue.
You mean this one? Do you mean this one?
Oh god.
I might. Hold up. Give me a second to click on it.
But that's the thing, like I can see the pattern in both of our videos because they were both videos like in terms of why we had such a similar thing happen.
Yes. Yes, that is the one.
Because
Fuck yeah!
because both of us made videos of semi-popular trends. For me, it was very popular, and for yours, it might be very popular. I don't know. But yeah, they both made videos on popular trends, and they were both very different videos from the ones that we quote unquote normally make. Except for me, I was trying to get somewhere with doing that, but it didn't happen. But at the time, it was something pretty different.
Right.
And it was something that we didn't expect would be fucking anything.
Yeah. Well, shit. Now I know what I'm gonna do. My Little
But
Pony
then you're gonna
compilations.
expect it to be something, and it's all gonna fall apart. You
Yeah,
have to
no,
not see it coming.
I'm just fucking joking with you. I'm not.
No, I
deviate.
know. I'm joking right back. But
Like,
Fucking strict script.
I
Speaking of strict script, we
legit
got like
only
8 minutes left.
uploaded that video because I needed fucking something to upload.
you were just like, compilation, that'll be easy to do, and it's always fun to see Vegeta get punched in the dick or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video here. I feel like this was a pretty good high note to end on.
Yeah,
I always get dragged into these.
because it's awesome and you know it.
Get back in the basement, cheese. Don't make me get the whip.
Back in the basement, you fucking Jew!
No, fuck you guys.
Don't make me get the fucking whip. Don't make me get the whip. I will light it on fire again.
You stay back or I'll crash the German economy, you fucktard.
Okay, I'm gonna end it here before it gets any more racist. So I'll
We'll just kill all of your fucking family in the showers and ovens, and it will be
shut the
glorious.
fuck up, Mac. Okay, so anyway, okay, go ahead and thumbs up the video. If you haven't already, if you guys liked the topics we were speaking about, if you guys liked the stuff we were talking about, or if you didn't, feel free to dislike the video. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna force you.
We're gonna hate you, but we're not gonna judge you.
Right. We're gonna hate you, but we're not gonna judge you. Anyway, no.
I would hate me.
Like the video. If
And
you
not
didn't
have
like
any
it.
loose change in your pocket, because I'm gonna take it right out your hands.
I'm fucking muting you.
He's Jewish, he's allowed to, and I'm sometimes Jewish, so I'm also allowed to.
Okay, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up button or the thumbs down button, depending on how you liked the video. Please leave a comment in the comment section below letting us know your favorite part and what you thought about the topics that we spoke about today. We're always looking for new opinions. I feel like we made that pretty obvious today. Anyway, as well, go ahead and click subscribe if you haven't. Give me some of that sweet, sweet revenue. Speaking of revenue, go ahead and donate to the Alzheimer's Association. Link is in the description of the live stream right now. If you haven't already, you don't have to, but it would be really wonderful. We got a pretty low set goal compared to the other teams, so I feel like you'd be helping out. I feel like you'd be helping us out. Stay tuned for more vlogs and. Next Sunday, not this Sunday, but next Sunday will be my first of the monthly creepypasta readings. And it'll be an actual creepypasta reading, not creepy/crappypasta reading live streams. So, yeah, professionally made and shit like that. So, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button or thumbs down button, depending on how you liked it. Comment your favorite part of the video and click subscribe and donate if you haven't. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
So fun. Yeah.